Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about pitch accent, the basics of pitch accent in Japanese. What is pitch accent? Well, in English, when you want to stress a word, you always stretch out the word a tiny bit where the stress falls, or where the stress is in the word. We say things like tomorrow or together, where the syllable that is stretched gets elongated a tiny bit. Tomorrow and together. Instead of tomorrow and together, you say tomorrow and together. Japanese, on the other hand, is pronounced with equal length and vowel quality in each mora. A mora is a linguistic term for something that is basically a syllable. The difference is in Japanese, n is considered a mora. So words like kangae would technically be considered 3 syllables, but 4 mora. Other than that, you can think of a mora as a syllable. Each mora in Japanese will have equal length and equal vowel quality, meaning the vowel doesn't get reduced to an or I sound, but instead you raise and lower your tone of each mora while you're speaking. Japanese is not a tonal language, like for instance Chinese, Vietnamese, or Thai, but instead has each mora considered to be a high mora or a low mora. The accent in Japanese is all about finding out where the drop in pitch is. All Japanese words are either flat or they have a drop in pitch somewhere. Is it important to learn pitch accent? While you can certainly be understood without correct pitch accent, unlike tonal languages where you'll mostly just say totally different sentences with wrong tones, Japanese native speakers will be able to tell instantly that you're a foreigner, even if you have perfect pronunciation of the vowels and consonants. For example, 私は日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。Pitch accent is used in Japanese to distinguish between some words and different grammar structures, and generally it's always a nice idea to strive towards making intercultural communication as unproblematic as possible, in my opinion. Also, I just want to mention, when we are learning pitch accent, when I'm teaching any pitch accent, and most of the resources that you'll find online will be teaching Hyojungo's pitch accent, or the pitch accent of standard Japanese spoken around the Tokyo or Kanto area of Japan. Pitch accent patterns. Japanese pitch accent consists of 4 different pitch accent patterns that are split into 2 groups. There is one group called heibanshiki, and there's another group called kifukushiki. So heibanshiki is heiban, which means flat. It's literally flat board, but you can think of it as flat accent, and shiki just means like a type. The other group called kifukushiki is comprised of ki, which is to go up, to rise up, and fuku, which is to go down. So it's the group that goes up and down, or the group that has a drop in pitch. You can think of it as well. Inside of the heibanshiki group, there is heibangata, or just heiban, which just means flat. There is no drop in pitch in this word. Watashi, watashi, eigo, 英語 日本語 日本語 There is a very common misconception, particularly among Japanese native speakers, that Japanese is flat. There's kind of a meme about this, because if you ask about the accent of Japanese, some Japanese people will say, いや、日本語はフラットですね. But the word フラット that they use actually has a drop in pitch. However, a lot of words in Japanese are heiban, and there are many words that are not heiban that a lot of native speakers have started pronouncing as heiban because it's easier. The other group, kifukushiki, there are 3 pitch accent patterns here. And while I may sound like a lot, it will make sense in just a second. We have atamadaka, nakadaka, and odaka. So we have atama, naka, and o, which you can think of as head, middle, and tail. Atama is the beginning, naka is in the middle, and o is the end. Atamadaka, which literally means head high, means that the first mora will be high and everything after that will go down. Neko, neko, gengo, gengo, ongaku, ongaku. The next one, nakadaka, as you may have guessed, has a drop somewhere in the middle of the word. Tamago, tamago. Nakami, nakami. Romaji, romaji. The last one, odaka, meaning tail high, technically by itself, without any da, des, or particles, will sound exactly the same as hebang, but the difference is that when you add da, des, or a particle afterwards, that will be low, as opposed to hebang where it stays high. Ototo, ototo, imoto, imoto, tame, tame. Here's an example of correct versus incorrect pronunciation of odaka. 弟と一緒に、弟と一緒に、弟と一緒に、弟と一緒に。妹は賢い、妹は賢い、妹は賢い、妹は賢い。勉強のために、勉強のために、勉強のために、勉強のために。So, how do you learn pitch accent? Well, if you're reading Japanese and you don't know the accent of a word, there are some things you can use to guess what kind of pitch it is, which we will learn later. But if you don't know, the safest thing to do is to look it up in a Japanese accent dictionary. There are a lot of different ones out there. I've also made my own Japanese pitch accent dictionary app that you can access on your phone or computer. I'll link that down in the description box. It is work in progress right now, so if you discover any bugs or there's some wrong information there, just write to me on Twitter or join the Discord, write to me there. I'll take a look at it, I'll fix it. Also, if you're on Mac, the Mac actually has an amazing built-in dictionary that actually does teach you the pitch accent of every single word you look up. So now that you have a Japanese accent dictionary, how do we use this? There are two ways that are most commonly used to indicate the pitch accent of a word. One way you'll see is a line or dots moving up and down. The other way is to show a number. If you're using the Mac dictionary, you'll see numbers quite a lot. If you're watching Dogen's amazing pitch accent course, you'll see mostly lines. I know Yudai Sensei also uses a lot of lines. A lot of people tend to use that because it's very, very easy and intuitive to read. So if you're reading the lines, you'll notice if it starts high and then goes low on the next mora, that's atamadaka. If it starts low, goes high, and then goes down again, that's nakadaka. If it starts low, goes high, and stays high, that's hebang. If it starts low, goes high, and then has a vertical line at the end that kind of closes it, then that's odaka. So if you remember that, you can read the first way that people display the accent. The other way that people display accents is by writing numbers. If there is a number 0, it means we have 0 drop in pitch, meaning hebang. If we have a 1, it means the drop in pitch is on the first mora, meaning atamadaka. If the number is anything higher than 1, the pitch drop will occur on the mora indicated by the number. If it occurs on the last mora, it's odaka, and if it occurs before the last mora, then it's nakadaka. In many ways, this could be a bit confusing because if it's a very long word, you actually have to voice out each mora to yourself to figure out where the drop is. But other than that, it also works as a really good way to teach you the accents. These are the basics of Japanese pitch accent, and if you want to learn more, I'm currently working on a full Japanese course where you'll be learning everything from the beginning, and I will also be including the right pitch accent of everything as well. As of the recording of this video, it is a very, very early work in progress, but if you're watching this in the future, the project might have grown quite a lot. I encourage you to check out the course. The course will have videos for every single chapter that I'm going to also be posting here on YouTube for now. If you can't find it on YouTube, there is a chance it's only available for viewing through the course. As of now, the course will be free. I have a Patreon. You can donate to me in any way you want. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check out the rest of the course. Have a nice day. Mata ne!